Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric, and today in our Witchlight coverage, I want to hop our way to a conclusion on Rabbit Hop. Okay, if you haven't already watched it, I did a whole video on the Heron. It's the new rabbit folk type race available in Witchlight, in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So the community seems to be pretty split on this ability, just like Sahuagin versus Sahuagin or Wyvern versus Wyvern. We need to reach some sort of agreement here. And if anybody from Wizards of the Coast is listening, can we please add like an appendix, even if it's just a PDF? I get the idea of keeping all these descriptions short and easy to, well, seemingly easy to understand. I think that's a noble goal. But if we could add in the back of the book or as a PDF, examples and situations and more detail, I think that would be great. And even if it's like a big old DM book, or if it's only for player facing things, even just this clarity on this kind of thing would be great. I think the goal of keeping things simple is excellent, but sometimes I think that might get in our own way. And I do want to put a big disclaimer here. Use this however you want. If you want to play it one way at your table, great. If you want to play it a different way at your table, that's fine. There's no wrong way. What we're trying to look at here in this video is how it's written versus how it might make more sense. So as you might have seen on the thumbnail, I believe Rabbit Hop does use your movement. Do I think it should? No. But part of this opinion is based on the Unearthed Arcana and a little bit more of a kind of contextual look. So I want to give you an example. So first, take a look here. This is the Unearthed Arcana version. So the original, like the beta version of this feature. Once during each of your turns, when you walk at least 5 feet, you can hop, rolling a d12 and moving that many feet in a direction of your choice. This extra distance doesn't cost movement, but you can hop only if your speed isn't 0. So first of all, I'm thrilled that we got rid of that d12. I think most people, I don't know, but I feel like most people play on at least some sort of a map or a grid, and 7 feet or 9 feet doesn't mean anything in those kind of situations. So getting away from that, I think, was the right move. But notice here, it doesn't use the word jump, and it also doesn't give you this opportunity attack, get out of jail free card. Also, what does speed 0 mean? That means if you are grappled or restrained or something else that reduces your speed to 0, not that you have 0 feet remaining in your turn. So if let's say you have 30 feet of movement in a turn and you move 10 of those feet, you don't say my movement speed is 20. You just say I've got 20 feet left. So it's not looking at if you have movement from your turn already. Okay, so now let's look at the official published version of the feature. As a bonus action, you can jump a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity attacks. You can use this trait only if your speed is greater than 0. You can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. One thing I want to point out right off the bat here that makes this whole ability seem off, like there's something fundamentally wrong with it. You can jump equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus, not up to. So you can never you can never jump 5 feet using this. You start out at 10. And then once your proficiency bonus becomes 3 times 5 is 15. So you can you lose the ability as it's written. And I don't think this is as intended, but as it's written, you lose the ability to jump 10 feet using this, and you can only go to 15. And then eventually that scales all the way up to 30. You can only ever jump 30 feet, which I think is silly. And one of the big changes here is that we've lost that line about this doesn't cost extra movement. And you might say, but Eric, sometimes things don't say that you get extra movement. Look at Balm of Peace from the Peace Domain Cleric, a recent example. You can use your Channel Divinity, blah, blah, blah. As an action, you can move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks and other stuff. But that doesn't have the context of having where it explicitly said it doesn't cost extra movement removed. Okay, so then Eric, why does it have a cost? Why is there a bonus action cost associated with jumping? Because you're still getting a bunch of cool stuff with that. You're still getting that one-time kind of variant kind of disengage. You're still able to ignore all the strength calculations normally required with a jump. You're able to get out of the running distance for a running jump. you don't have to worry. You're not limited with your vertical jump here. This just says 30 feet. It doesn't say 30 feet horizontally. You could jump 30 feet straight up. So you're still getting a good amount of value out of that bonus action cost. And if you compare that to something like the Goblin's Disengage as a bonus action racial feature, you can see why that makes sense, right? So that disengage you get from the Goblin, a full disengage action here, bonus action, that gets you out of the opportunity tax for your whole movement. This gets you out of the opportunity tax for just that initial move. So if you were to jump and then move some more, that extra movement would be subject to opportunity attacks. Okay, so what would I do? I'd give my players two options, I think. Option one, it stays a limited use tied to your proficiency bonus. It gets you extra movement, so it doesn't cost your movement. And you can, of course, jump up to your proficiency bonus ×5. I think that way you're getting that kind. It's like a dash. It's like a little bit of a dash mixed with a little bit of a disengage to equal this new kind of hybrid feature. Or we get rid of the limited cost, but it doesn't give you movement, and also move up to 5 times your proficiency bonus, not exactly equal to. That way you have that cool jump out, kind of pseudo disengage. You can use it to jump across chasms and ravines and whatever, but you're still tied to it costing your movement. I think the way a lot of people want to read this is that it doesn't cost your movement, and it's like a freebie extra. And I think that's great, but in context, I just can't see that being how it's actually in here. That said, I'm lost a little bit on rules as intended as the RAI version, right? Rules as intended, we've removed the thing that says it doesn't cost any extra. But that also makes it such a weird feature that it would cost your movement. So I think this one's all over the place. I think so much of this book is excellent, but I think this particular feature is just mangled in its phrasing. And further highlighted again by that you can only jump exactly equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus. If that doesn't tell you that something's off with this whole thing, I don't know what would. Okay, so I know this might be kind of a spicy video. This is unusual, and I don't think I would normally do something like this, but I keep seeing it pop up everywhere, and I wanted to weigh in with my thoughts. Also, I think it's strange that it doesn't say running jump versus high jump at all. Like jumping 30 feet straight up once you're at proficiency bonus 6 is such a different thing than jumping 30 feet horizontally. But if you're doing both from standing, I don't know how rabbits work, I guess. So I always want to hear from everybody in the comments, but this is one I particularly want to hear everybody's feedback. What do you think? How would you rule this feature? I would love if we could get an official clarification on this one. Again, play it however you want. Whatever works at your tables works for your table. That's great. You now know how I would do it. I would love to hear how y'all think. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.